Hello to all of my exceptional A's. This is Coach Jay, and this is your admin intent. The purpose of our 10 minutes is us spending this time together so that we can share with you some tools and tips that are going to increase your passion, prayerfully increase your motivation at what you do, to increase your productivity, and even your personal market value. So I'm so excited about today's topic. And today's topic is six letters, change, change. Say that with me, change. Yeah, I know we don't like to talk about change, but change is necessary. I love this particular quote. I was taught this early in my leadership as I was growing and developing as a leader. And this is what one of my leaders said. It said, healthy things grow, growing things change, and change brings about challenges. You got that? I'm going to say that again. Healthy things grow, growing things change, and change brings about challenges. So yes, it's going to be challenging to change, but I want you to embrace change because change is necessary in any and every season that you are in. And so I want to share with you some key strategies that are going to help you and even your teammates or individuals that you serve, or even those that are on your staff, how to manage change, because it can become overwhelming. It could become challenging. And so I want to share with you 2 points because all we have is 10 minutes. I'll come back and share with you the rest of them at another time. But this is what I want you to grasp. Here's a strategy that I want you to embrace. Bring your team into the discussion. Bring your team into the discussion. I know some of you are like, wait, hold up. I don't need all of them a part of this discussion. But let me just explain to you why. Part of being in management or in human relations will involve bringing about change. We know that, even if that change doesn't make everyone happy, because everybody is not going to be excited about the change. While decisions are made from the top and often without employees or staffs or your teammates' input, engagement, engaging to include them, we have to understand that sometimes they just need some explanation, right? So we need to take the time to explain the necessity and the reasoning behind the change to our teammates, to our staff, okay? So I know sometimes you don't have, just like you might have a smaller circle of people that are making the decisions, but I know it's so good to bring others in to the buy-in on the decision that is being made, just so that you can explain to them a little bit more. They can begin to ask questions, because it makes them feel a lot better when at least that they know that their opinion, what they value, it matters to you as a leader, okay? So bring the team into the discussion so that you can engage them, so that you can explain to them a little bit further, give them some reasoning behind why this change is necessary. Give the staff an opportunity to pose questions, or to even share their concerns. So the thing is, you want to get the feedback so that you can get the buy-in. And this allows your staff, your team to be brought into the equation, even though they aren't the ones doing the decision making. Okay. So number one, bring your team into the discussion. There's nothing wrong with that, because you want to have their buy-in and you want them to know that their voice matters, okay? So that's the first strategy. The other thing is prioritize effective communication. Let me say that again. Prioritize effective communication. When change is, on the horizon, bitterness can arise from a lack of communication. You know how it is. Where there is no communication, there's chaos. So you have to understand that when change is happening, you have to know it's important to communicate, because bitterness or some resentment, or, how the enemy will take a little crack and then he will get his foot in it, and then it becomes a big, major issue or problem. So if you could just on the front end begin to communicate, that would be really great. Whether it's through, meetings, if you're going to do that weekly, or some type of email that you may send out, do your part to make sure that your team, your staff, the people that you work with, that they're in tune to what's going on in the workplace. It's nothing like being in a workplace and then things catches you by surprise. I know that's happened to you all before. You'd be like, wait, I didn't know they made that decision. When did they make that decision? I didn't hear anything about it. And guess what's happening? As they're thinking, they're like, you know what? I'm not that important, I guess, or, so they didn't feel they had to run it. Just share with me about the change, at least so I can know. They don't even realize how this impacts my department and things like that. So you see how the lack of communication can cause chaos, confusion, can some unnecessary warfare. All I'm trying to say is let's keep the warfare to a minimum if we would just begin to share with each other what's going on, okay? And so some of you are in circles where you're making decisions, and I want you to really think about that, how it impacts the other people. Yeah, you might be cool with it because you are in the know, but what about the ones that are just finding out, okay? So always, look at the best interests of others, okay? So keep information about change a communal event, not so much that it's so private, unless it really has to be kind of on the low because of all the intricate logistics of it. But at any point, just know that you want to ensure that you're not causing any type of barriers in the communication on the team, okay? And so you just have to know that in the midst of change, it's just a very uncomfortable thing already, because some people are so used to what they've been doing and how they've been doing it. And so change is not something that easily comes, that they're easily able to relate to, okay? So having these various meetings so that you could build the trust and form a community of communicating to one another is so very key, okay? So it's so important that you understand that, number one, you have to bring your team into the discussion. Don't try to leave nobody out, especially if they are very key to the shifting and the momentum of your organization, of your particular team. You need to bring them in and you need to share with them and explain to them and be open for their suggestions, or even open to allow them to, have some type of feedback, okay? So bring your team into the discussion. And then secondly, prioritize effective communication, which means whatever various modes of communicating the vision or communicating the change, whatever system you have or protocol you have, make sure you follow that protocol so that any and everyone will know when the change is taking place, and no one feels as if they are left out, okay? So there are a few more that I want to share with you, but like last time, I had 10 minutes to share, and the last time I went over to 15 minutes, but I want that to simmer, okay? We're talking about change. Change is necessary. Change is going to be good for you, for your organization, and that change will bring about some lack of change. It's going to be healthy for your environment, okay? So this is Coach Jay with your Admin in 10, and I'll see you guys on next time. Make sure that you also listen to our podcast, as I always say, because even when we don't drop in for our Admin in 10, we're always sharing some nuggets and some tools and tips on our Daily Dose of Inspiration podcast for you to be able to grow professionally, okay? So till then, this is your Admin in 10. I'll see you guys next time.